now.
Good evening, I'm Dan Wolf. Laura's off tonight. Thanks for joining us. We are learning more tonight about what was a violent afternoon in Duluth. Two shootings leaving one teenager dead and another in the hospital. Now, the first happened about 1:30 in the Lincoln Park neighborhood. The other happened just a half hour later, about 2 miles west in the Denfeld area. Police say they were connected. When officers arrived at the first scene on 25th Avenue West, they learned two men had been shot. A 19-year-old was taken to the hospital where he was later pronounced dead. An 18-year-old was also hospitalized, but we still don't know tonight how badly he's hurt. Police have not identified either victim just yet. While they were responding to that scene, authorities got a call about more gunshots on 39th Avenue West. No one was hurt in that shooting. Throughout the afternoon, our reporter on scene told us the SWAT team showed up there and officers were trying to communicate with someone through a megaphone. We asked police if they were trying to get someone to surrender. Said they couldn't comment at the time as it was an active investigation, but about 6:30, officers began taking barriers down and leaving the scene, saying one suspect was taken into custody. However, around 8:15 tonight, roads were blocked amid a large police presence at 12th Avenue East and East 4th Street. That's in the East Hillside neighborhood. Police appear to be searching a house and told our reporter it was part of the investigation into today's deadly gunfire. Then in just the last hour here tonight, police announced a second arrest. We will pass along any new details on today's violence as soon as we get it. Look for those updates overnight at northernnewsnow.com and tomorrow morning on Northern News Now Today.